Hey dumplings, it's Dave Decide. Today I want to talk about V and Tzuyu and what is going on with these two and them being spotted by the JYP label. I also want to get into Jungkook mentioning BTS at the concert and what the future entails. So, hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, T-Spelling Book merch, and let's get into it. The first thing that I wanted to get into today is Jungkook and the concert. If you're unaware, BTS is holding their PTD concert in Seoul right now. It might actually have just ended. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it, but please do send me any photos and videos you have of everything, and I will live vicariously through you. I've seen some of the photos online, and to say I am jealous of everyone getting to experience that experience live, and of course getting to see Jungkook, J-Hope, and Jimin practically shirtless. That is an insane experience to think happened and something that will go down in history that y'all got to be a part of. I am just partly joking, by the way. On the last day of the concert, Jungkook decided to talk to the audience a little bit more. If you're unaware, a lot of these little skits that you see in concerts are scripted, like when they are more playful with each other or make jokes or just kind of stand there and tell stories. This is all rehearsed, and this is why in the past we have sometimes heard BTS say things in English, which is all practiced, and this is why it's so clear and stuff. Maybe less practiced now as their English has gotten better. However, moments where there just seemed to be a block of time available and they just kind of talk and tear up and stuff like that, that is of course less or not scripted. As great of an actor as the boys are, I don't think they're standing there pretending to cry. J-Hope talked about the concert and how much he missed ARMY for the several years they didn't get to perform live in Korea. Taehyung even talked about how his one true love, which is ARMY. I once had a news reporter ask if when an artist say they love their community or fandom, if that is true or if it's just all BS. I think unless you do that type of work, then you will understand that for the most part, artists or public figures, they do love the people that support them, and that love is real. I just want to reassure everyone. BTS and any other celebrity would not be able to do what they do if it wasn't for the people supporting them. BTS especially. There's something called an artificial push, which is promotion with things like radio play, interviews, and stuff that you need a big, powerful label and a big PR team to help with. And then there's organic push, where it's just us and the fans that are helping push them. BTS for the longest time did not do interviews and did not get much American radio play, and they were able to still break records because of ARMY. They do not take that for granted. Jungkook continued to talk about how emotional this speech was going to be and hoped that ARMY would bring a tissue, as there may be some tears. Jungkook continued to talk about one of the concerns that ARMY had, which was the end of BTS, and Jungkook said that this would not be the end of BTS. He continued to mention that he hopes to do this more. He never addressed a world tour or anything like that, but we can assume when he says there will be more, he is referring to a world tour or something like that. We will get to see them in Vegas if you plan to go to that show. While I love my boys, I don't have to see them live right now. I can just enjoy them from home. For me, COVID is more of a concern, and I tend to avoid places with too many people right now just because I am around so many elderly people. And so it'll be one less person fighting you for those Vegas tickets. I am not actually sure if there's any left, but I am very excited to not only see ARMY really happy and excited, but to see BTS themselves really enjoy themselves. Maybe I am not cut out to be an artist, but I always saw touring as something that maybe an artist doesn't enjoy. It seemed really stressful to me, but it had occurred to me that this is what BTS lives for, and they ended up being depressed for not performing. So I am happy that they are doing it again. There has been a lot of conversation surrounding the boys, and even more so recently with the concert. I was seeing some interesting stories pop up. My channel has always been a starting point for conversation. I don't encourage anyone to hate on anyone or go to a specific person's channel or comment or send hate. I just like to have a conversation about things, and one of them is usually ships. I like the idea of ships, but I also think it's funny to break down some of these theories and look at whether it's possible or not. I never have intent to attack the creator of these theories or whatnot. One of the biggest and probably still ongoing theories is Taehyung and Tzuyu from Twice dating. I think these theories are actually really interesting because the two were being speculated, and for such a long time, and even big news sites were talking about it. I believe it was a few years ago, it was alleged that Koreaboo wrote an article talking about Tzuyu and Taehyung dating. People were upset that Koreaboo had made up this rumor, but it was quite obvious that they were just talking about the fans who had speculated this, and not that they claimed it was true. But I say alleged because the article is gone. I believe we just have screenshots which could have been edited. But here to say that the rumors got really big. There ended up being videos talking about and comparing moments in Twice's vlog or Chewy's vlog where we see a hand taking a photo or we just see Chewy with someone. It was speculated that the person was Taehyung, and people thought that it was because they compared Taehyung's hands, fingers, and rings to the person that was in Twice's video. However, while all of these comparisons made sense and the fingers can look similar, it is less likely to be able to make a judgment from this. There are no tattoos and nothing that we'd be able to definitively say for a fact. People have similar hands, and in certain lightings, my hand could even look similar. Similar rings and all that are common in K-pop, as it seems stylists all keep similar jewelry in their closet. Some people theorize that the person that we see might actually just be staff members, and I definitely think this is more likely, as staff is usually supposed to be there to make sure that everything gets recorded properly and nothing leaks. If a hand of a person Chewy is dating appears in a video, it's 100% cut out. Labels go frame by frame in videos to cut out anything weird, like even a specific reaction that they would feel would be weird. So it would definitely be weird for them to not cut quote-unquote Taehyung's hand out. It would be cut. There was another theory that was very interesting to me, and probably one that makes the most sense to me. It was a theory talking about a selfie that Chewy had posted, and she was in a cafe room that was right next to JYP. So of course a lot of idols go to this cafe. As if you're waiting for a meeting at JYP and you want to grab something to eat, you might just go ahead and do that. I'm curious if the idols sit in the main area or if there's an area specifically for them, or if the cafe is even open to the public. But apparently Chewy had been to this cafe numerous times and she hangs out there a lot. It was rumored that Taehyung had talked about this cafe as well. The owner of the cafe actually took a picture of a signature Taehyung had left, and he even posted a spot where Taehyung had sat. So people compared both photos to show that Chewy and Taehyung were together, and they compared the wine glasses and the mat on the table to show that it was the same as in the Chewy selfie. It's insane because everything does line up, but it's a restaurant with the same theme throughout. So every table will have the same type of mat, and Chewy and Taehyung could have been both at the restaurant on separate days, but sitting at the same spot. I used to go to this restaurant years ago where I live, and it was always the same spot that ended up being available every time I walked in. So there's that, but there's also a chance that specific spots were meant for idols and other spots can look like that spot. There just isn't enough evidence to prove it was Taehyung and Chewy. Other comments were talking about Chewy's photo and mentioning that someone must have been taking Chewy's picture and it was likely a date. I am not saying none of them are dating. I hope that they are and enjoying life. They just might not be dating each other. Because why? If I was famous, and especially that level of fame, I wouldn't want to date someone who was also. Just because that might be crazy. Their schedules would never match. Do I think Twice and BTS are friends? Absolutely. But nothing more than that. Even at award shows and whatever, they don't seem to even look at each other, much let alone be friendly enough to date. But also, Chewy has a lot of men that she can choose from. She is also apparently rumored to be dating Jungkook, so she got a lot of choices. I love both my men, but I can share one with Chewy if she needs one. Sharon is Karen. I am not a greedy boy, and she gotta marry someone. There's lots of people who believe Chewy and Taehyung are dating, to the point where the internet was going after other news sites who might have claimed this, and then others attacking Chewy and others attacking Taehyung. I think it's just a mess. I think what a K-pop idol's life means is just waking up to death threats and then being like, oh, the children are mad again, and then just continue your life because it doesn't affect anything. Dating hate is just dumb. Either support their happiness if they are dating or don't care. I don't understand how you can care so much in a negative way, like wishing people dead. I don't think it's not like I don't know, it's not that serious. Like, please go be super passionate about global warming or something. If we had the same energy for those things, the issue would be done. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link below. Thank you to this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.